Okay, it's Thursday, March 16th. This is a pre-opening SPY report about a half hour to go before the open, and the pre-market range between the blue lines here at the moment is nearing the bottom end of that range. So that means if we start red below this line, that would be below the halfway point of the prior day. It would mean continuation lower likely. And if you really look at these last three or the first 3 days of the week, what I see here is kind of a green bar that started the week, a move up. We came down with a 2 down bar. I know it closed green, but now if we open up, in the midpoint of the prior day and start lower, it looks like we're forming a compound outside bar of this Monday bar, meaning we take out the highs of that bar here, and then maybe it takes 3 days to take out the low of that bar, or maybe the entire week, but whatever, until we get another 2 up here, we're kind of working down that way. And if we start below the midpoint of yesterday, that could be a start to, we'll see if we take out that low, that will confirm that we could be getting a compound outside bar to the upside. That would fall more in line with the monthly chart, which is 2 down, which has still time in the month to reach its targets. And if, let's say, we start up, well, what we have here, first of all, is we have some internal liquidity on the pre-market range where we can actually come up, take out these stops, and then turn down, and then see if we kind of work our way lower. To me, when I see the pre-open range, I want it to be green above that range to really get a strong day to the upside. You're kind of anticipating a follow-through higher after this green bar, but it looks like the market might not want to do that. So until we really get above that pre-market high and get a 2 up bar going to reach that target, we're just going to see where price action leads us. And that, I guess, just leads me to my final point that, you really can't predict. You never try to predict what price is going to do. Obviously, I have a bias that it was going to maybe start up today, given that close yesterday. But I'm also sitting there with a monthly chart that I know is still working down until that month closes. I know the weekly chart is still negative with a 2 down week, but if we, with 2 days to go, if we close green, maybe we can get a reversal signal to the upside. So there's all kinds of things going on in terms of your bias, but it doesn't really matter. What's important is then where price action leads you, and either that confirms the bias or it changes your bias, and that's the beauty of price action. I equally could make a case to the upside here in terms of predicting, or I could, I could predict the downside based on the monthly chart. So it's not a matter of predicting, it's seeing where price goes. So if price heads lower today, then all of a sudden I know this whole move up here was just to take out liquidity and scare, at the very end of the day, it came up, it took out this liquidity. We kind of grinded up a little bit pre-market, and now we might be continuing lower. And there's a case for that. If it heads up, well, that's fine. Then you start on the upside and you see if you can take out, that would be the projection to take out that bar. And the question is, let's say we start up, is it going to take out that bar? Well, price action will let you know that first 15-minute move, will it be strong and get there, or it won't. And if it doesn't, then that all of a sudden shifts you back to maybe the negative bias where you're not reaching your target. You have a monthly chart that's down and you're getting a reversal signal. So, it's a one big chain reaction. You have your bias, but that could easily change in terms of how price action unfolds. So that's kind of, I just wanted to maybe make that point. But let's see today, it looks like we're going to, I'm going to stick with so in other words, I have a downside bias here. I could see this being just the start of I still have that downward bias overall in the big picture to take out this area until that weekly chart really closes and changes and starts 2 up. We're still 2 days away from anything like that. We're starting lower today, after this little green bar. So therefore, I'm going to go with the downside, see if we can take out let's see if we can get a compound outside bar all the way to, again, that yellow line, which turns the weekly chart finally red. It might take 4 or 5 days to do that, but that's kind of what we were looking for. Yesterday threw a little wrench into that, that maybe we're not going to get there, but then all of a sudden this morning we're starting that way again. So let's see how it goes today. And it looks like we're going to try the downside. So let's just see how it unfolds.